queues of cars heading out of Gibraltar on a Friday afternoon and evening is nothing new, but today those queues have been a great deal longer, including the pedestrian ones, than has been seen in recent months. And a lot of frustration too from drivers sitting in their car in the heat, honking their horns in frustration, eager to get on with their weekend and cross that frontier. Hey, have you been queuing long?
About 2 hours. This is really awful. I mean, 2 hours just to get over.
Whereabouts down Devil's Tower Road did you reach?
We got all the way up to the top, had to turn around, and then that was it. That was where we were.
And what documents have you got ready to show at the frontier?
Well, we've got passports and our ID cards all ready to show them.
How inconvenient is this for you?
Oh, it's incredibly inconvenient. I mean, just for a 20-minute journey, it's taken us 2 hours already.
I just want to ask you, have you been queuing long?
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Is this a normal Friday queue for you?
I don't come out often. I work mainly in Gib, but it's a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. This is crazy. But
And what documents have you got to show on your way out?
I have my passport and my blue cards. I think I'll probably eventually look to move into Spain. I don't need to live in Gib. It was just for convenience, really. But this is really the opposite of convenience, isn't it? So not much you can do, though, can you?
An hour and a half, more or less.
Is that usual for you?
Not really, no. No, that's from today. It's been the first time.
Following the New Year's Eve in-principle agreement, Gibraltar, the UK and Spain agreed that a series of bridging measures would be put in place to provide for a degree of continuity and normality in the ROC's relationship with the EU and Spain, while a new UK-EU treaty about Gibraltar is negotiated. The government says those measures were partly based on the Spanish royal decree, which continues in force until the 30th of June and which Spain itself has said will be extended, partly on administrative practices and partly on the existence of the set of MOUs. The wet stamping of passports of non-EU nationals who enter and exit the Schengen area is a requirement of the Schengen Border Code. Holders of UK passports are subject to such stamping, no matter where they enter or leave the European Union. This is the mechanism used to keep account and ensure that there is no overstay. Gibraltar is not in the EU and is not in the Schengen area. However, UK passport holders, including Gibraltarians, are entitled to a stay of 90 days in 180 visa-free in Schengen countries. The government says the indications are that the practice at the Gibraltar-Spain border has become entangled with the wider expiry of the time limits for UK nationals resident in Spain to regularise their position, as well as the opening of the Spanish market to UK holidaymakers post-COVID restrictions. The Spanish Interior Ministry has told GBC that there is no new policy at the frontier. In fact, this is just a stricter application of the rules, they say. Now, I've been told that if you are a British citizen living in Spain, but who enters Gibraltar each day to work, then you can, in fact, apply for a special permit at the aduana, and that means that you don't have to have your passport wet stamped each time that you come into the ROC. But for the time being, this is the new normal. You will need your passport and your ID cards if you're exiting Gibraltar, and you may need to factor a little bit more extra time in your journey as the Spanish officials check those documents.